Outdoor pools are opening today. They'll be open 6 days a week, and this is the best part, they're free. We have a list of the locations on our website. Just look for this story.
And a pool is a great place to be today if you don't have adequate air conditioning. We also know that the cooling stations are open, doing all you can to beat the heat. Remember to stay hydrated, stay out of the direct sun, wear sunscreen.
Drink lots of water, stay hydrated, be safe.
Time now, 8:57, 83 degrees.
We'll be right back.
All right, starting with a live look out at the roadways. That is 90 at Couples. A few people out and about, like we've been saying, try to beat the heat. If you have errands to run, things to do, especially if it's outside, do it early. Try to avoid those triple-digit temps.
Yeah, do it now, especially if your car doesn't have AC in it. Whew. It is going to be a hot one, and you can just see that humidity just
hovering. Over the city.
It's like, I don't know. It's hot.
It is indescribable. Welcome back. It is 9 a.m. It is Saturday. It is June 17th. And like we've been saying, the heat, we joke about it. We like to have fun with it. But at the same time, it can be really dangerous for a lot of families.
It's definitely not preheat season anymore. We're full blown into that triple digit. Feels like
boiling out there, Mia.
Ugh.
It's a little gross, I will say. Stepping outside this morning, if you have any early morning plans, just prepare to feel the humidity the second you step out the front door. And it's that humidity that helps those feels like temperatures climb, especially as we head into the afternoon hours. And that's going to be the theme again later on this afternoon. Triple digit heat index values are expected. Now, because of all of the moisture in the air, temperatures really weren't able to drop off all that much through the overnight hours. It is a very sticky start. Upper 70s, low 80s, already 86 in Divine, 84 in Castroville, 83 officially here in town over at the airport. Still holding on to the upper 70s though for places like Bernie, Comfort, stretching over to Bandera as we get ready to kick off the 9 a.m. hour. We've been talking about that humidity over the past several days. It is still with us this morning, and it is going to stick with us this afternoon. Those dew points, how we measure the low level moisture in the atmosphere, currently in the mid to upper 70s. So as we look over here on our little legend, that's very much in the oppressive category. Noticeable, very noticeable. And this afternoon, as actual air temperatures climb to the upper 90s, even approaching that triple digit mark in spots, especially here closer to town. We see some partly cloudy skies as well. That humidity will boost those feels like temperatures once again into the triple digits, approaching 110 degrees. At times this afternoon, maybe even a little bit hotter, especially the farther south and west that you go. Now later on this evening, we could see a stray storm across our far northwestern counties, so portions of the hill country especially. Coverage is expected to be low. And then after that into Father's Day tomorrow, once again, talking about more heat, maybe even hotter with air temperatures in the triple digits and more sunshine. So we'll get you all those details, time it out for you, coming up in just a few, guys.
Thank you, Mia. Starting this morning off with a terrifying crash. 2 women rushed to the hospital after a wrong-way driver situation. Take a look. This was the scene just after 12:30 this morning. This is on Highway 90 West and 1604 South. Witnesses on the scene telling investigators they saw a driver going the wrong way on the highway before crashing into another vehicle head-on. Now, the women driving both vehicles both had to be cut out of their vehicles by rescue crews. Both taken to the hospital. At last check, both women in critical condition.
2 women are in the hospital after being shot at an overnight in the city's east side. This was the scene just before 10 p.m. Last night. The woman driving down Belmont Street when an unknown sedan started shooting toward their vehicle. Both of the the driver and 33-year-old woman and the 15-year-old passenger were hit by gunfire. They were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries and are expected to recover. At last check, no suspects are in custody. San Antonio police telling everyone to beware of a scam alert going around. Police say scammers are calling people from a number beginning with 210207 and telling them they're under investigation. Then they say the only way to resolve it is to pay up. SAPD says that is not the case and the department will never demand money over the phone. So if you think you've fallen victim to the scam, call SAPD's non-emergency number. That number, 210-207-7273.
San Antonio police asking for your help in search of 3 men believed to be involved in a recent assault. So these pictures that you see on your screen, it stemmed from an incident that happened June 8th in the St. Paul Square area downtown. Officers say the victim and his friends walking to their cars. That's when they were attacked by these 3 suspects on the screen. After that, those suspects taking off in a black Mustang. Once captured, police say that the suspects will be facing aggravated assault charges. If you know who these men are or where they may be, you're asked to call police. That number on your screen, 210-207-7635.
A San Antonio man is facing life in prison after a jury convicted him of his ex-girlfriend's murder. It took about 3 hours yesterday for the jury to find 26-year-old Brian Ontiveros guilty of killing Marissa Jernigan. That happened in 2019 before he fled to Mexico. Jernigan was Ontiveros' ex-girlfriend and the mother of his son. The U.S. Marshal's office said he shot her multiple times after breaking into her apartment. Ontiveros was on the run for about 3 years in Mexico before U.S. Marshals arrested him last March. A city councilor from Reynosa, Mexico has been arrested at a checkpoint in Texas after U.S. Border Patrol agents found about 93 pounds of cocaine in her car that she was delivering here to San Antonio. Court records show she was arrested on June 10th at a security checkpoint in Falfurrias, Texas, which is about 76 miles north of McAllen. After an inspection of her car, Border Patrol agents found 42 packages wrapped in duct tape and foil, each containing about 1 kilogram of cocaine. She faces a charge of possession with intent to distribute drugs in the U.S. District Court for Southern Texas.
And a lawyer who was representing the former President Donald Trump in his defamation suit against CNN, the lawyer said yesterday they are withdrawing from the case. So Jim Trusty, along with attorney John Rowley, announcing that they would not represent the former president in charges related to those sensitive government documents that the president allegedly kept from his presidency. Now, they made the announcement Friday morning after President Trump was told of the indictment. Now, the president pleading not guilty to the charges on Tuesday. Trusty, the attorney, his withdrawal does not end the defamation case against CNN, and Trump is still represented by legal counsel in Florida. Well, a study finds that testosterone replacement therapy does not appear to raise any major heart risks. Researchers looked at 5,000 men ages 45 years old to 80 years old. They had low testosterone levels and a high risk of cardiovascular disease. They found that the group who took testosterone replacement therapy and the placebo group, they had no difference in the rate of heart attacks or strokes. The study's author says the findings could help men and their doctors make a more informed decision if testosterone therapy is right for them. Time now 9:07, 83 degrees.
Coming up next with the Texas heat, it's important to know how to stay cool and safe. We'll talk about what to know to prevent heat-related illnesses.
I'm going to say the images we just saw on the screen, goals.
Right. I mean, that's basically what you have to do.
Yeah, well, you say you were locked out of your house for 2.5 hours yesterday. How'd you make it through? What was the secret?
I'm still sweating. Well, I was watering the plant, so I kept doing what that guy was doing.
Watering yourself.
Watering, yes.
We'll be right back. Good morning and welcome back. Happening right now as we head into Father's Day. We're also wrapping up National Men's Health Week right here in San Antonio.
So San Antonio Metro Health and the YMCA, they're partnering up to host the Interactive Health Fair and Sports Tournament.
That's right. Alyssa Cole joining us live from where it's all going down. Good morning, Alyssa.
Good morning, Max, Sarah. I'm here at the Wawasum Family YMCA where the focus is all about men. You know how it is. Sometimes you just got to take the medical office, that doctor's office, and bring it to the guys and meet them where they truly are to meet their needs. But outside of connecting the community to social services for health, food, and lifestyle support, the YMCA is also hosting a basketball tournament to get those hearts pumping, promoting the importance of physical health with hopes to motivate others to get started. Now, this is a celebration, right? This means event coordinators will host different vendors here that you see right now, giveaways, a cooking demo, along with the ongoing health fair that you see to educate men on why it's important to take care of themselves and their bodies. And of course, you know, share those lessons with others in the community and family and friends in the neighborhood. You never know. Stick with us because coming up later in a half-hour show, we'll talk to one of the coordinators here. He'll tell us the underlying purpose and mission that they have also today. So stay tuned. We'll send it back to you all in the studio.
Thank you, Alyssa. All right, it is no secret that it's hot outside. It's getting hotter by the day.
It's really not safe sometimes. So if you're planning on spending time outside, especially for Father's Day or attending any of the Juneteenth events happening this weekend, you'll want to make sure you are prepared and to prevent any heat-related illnesses. So different ways to prevent heat exhaustion include wearing loose, lightweight clothing and to make sure you're drinking a lot of water, not just when you're out there, but beforehand. Let me be like that guy. Also remember to wear sunscreen and avoid any outside activities during the hottest parts of the day. So if you're feeling dizzy, nauseous, weak, you could be experiencing heat exhaustion. Sometimes you even get the chills. So officials say if this is the case, you've got to act fast and move to a cooler area. But some members of your family, they can't always vocalize what they're feeling, and the fire chief in Helotes says being observant is key.
For elderly people, as well as young children, they respond differently to heat and respond differently to dehydration. And their systems, their body systems don't respond as rapidly.
So I know playing tennis, growing up in South Texas, experiencing this when you're on the tennis court for a long period of time in the summer, and you would start getting like the chills or the muscle cramps. I mean, one, you need to get to safety immediately.
Yeah.
I remember people drink pickle juice or Pedialyte immediately. You know,
I think Gatorade should be fine.
I've heard of the pickle juice before.
I've heard the pickle juice, yeah.
No, but I remember like if your muscles are cramping, Pedialyte immediately to get those, electrolytes in you.
And that's been something that we've been talking about really this past week because, looking back to May and April, we had rain, decent amounts of rain, especially compared to last year. So generally that kept temperatures at bay a little bit more so. So this week has kind of finally been when we're really starting to see that summer feel return in full force. And that sticks with us as we head into this Father's Day weekend, as we've just been talking about. So today, it is a humid start. We've got the cloud cover in place, already starting to see it break up just a little bit more though here in San Antonio. That will be the theme even more so this afternoon. We'll see some more sunshine, highs in the upper 90s and approaching the triple-digit mark in spots. Of course, a little bit hotter the farther south and west as you go. Into Father's Day tomorrow, I think we'll see even more sunshine tomorrow afternoon. And because of that, temperatures are expected to climb into the triple digits, of course, feeling even hotter with all of the humidity in place. More of the same is in store into at least the first half of next week. But a small change in our weather pattern, high pressure shifting farther off to the west later next week, could allow temperatures to come down ever so slightly by a few degrees. And also, we might need to introduce a few stray storm chances in the forecast by next Thursday and Friday. So we'll talk all about it, starting off though with a look at not only temperatures, but feels like temperatures because of the humidity as well. So these white numbers, the actual air temperature, but when you step outside, what it feels like in the yellow here, already have a heat index value of 90. Over at the airport, feels like 88 in Bulverde, feels like 89 already out west in Uvalde. And really this weekend, the humidity is still with us. I think as we head into next week, though, we actually might be able to catch a little bit of a break in the afternoons with some of that moisture, so we'll see what we can find. But high pressure is definitely still in control of our weather pattern today, and it will once again be the main driver of our weather pattern tomorrow. So your KSAT 12-hour forecast throughout the remainder of this Saturday by 1 p.m. already climbing into the low 90s, feeling like the triple digits. Upper 90s near 100 expected for that forecast high here in town. Feels like temperatures upwards of about 110 degrees, maybe even a few degrees hotter as well. And then still very warm if you're stepping out for any Saturday evening plans. 100 in Hondo, the forecast high later on this afternoon. 99 in New Braunfels, 100 in Gonzales. Upper 90s nearing that triple digit mark is the theme as we head into the Bexar County area. Now tomorrow and Monday, still very hot, triple digits expected. Later on tonight, you can see there on that Saturday panel there, a stray storm cannot be ruled out across our northwestern counties. So we're talking southern Edwards Plateau, the Hill Country area. Could potentially sit on the strong side. Again, coverage is expected to be low, but we're going to need to monitor that pretty closely. And then the big theme throughout the remainder of the weekend and into next week is the heat. So yes, definitely needing to make sure we're careful out there, guys.
Also, maybe if you're like going to really be out in the heat, wearing the long sleeves with the built-in SPF in them.
You're a huge fan of those.
I love those because they also
Yeah.
they're breathable. They keep you cool. I don't know. I spend a lot of time outside.
I know. It's very impressive. All right. Time now, 9:17, 83 degrees.
After the break, we have the latest on Juneteenth events happening today around the Alamo City.
All right, let's take a look at those lotto numbers. Pick 3, 880, Fireball 8, your daily 4, 0874, Fireball 0.
Cash 5, 515, 16, 23, 24. Mega Millions up to 160 million
Ooh.
at this point. 4, 24, 34, 45, 57. Mega Ball 19, Mega Plier 3. Good luck.
Good morning and welcome back. The Juneteenth Festival, it is just about to kick off in about an hour and a half for the second day of the festival. This all going down at Comanche Park number 2. Great food, great celebration, all Black history. The holiday first created here in Texas, Galveston, 19th century. Remember, President Abraham Lincoln declared formerly enslaved people free under the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863. But it wasn't until 2 whole years later that those words finally reached Texas, when Union soldiers arrived in Galveston with the news that slavery was officially abolished. It's also known as Freedom Day, and that moment in history, it's celebrated by the communities across the country, across Texas, and across San Antonio.
It's something that is important from the standpoint that you have to know your history. And it's so important because if not, you may repeat it.
So if you didn't get a chance to go to the festival yesterday, remember, Comanche Park number 2, it's happening today, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Looking ahead at the city's closures on Monday in honor of Juneteenth, that list includes all city libraries, the municipal court, and all Metro Health clinics and offices. Animal care services will be open. You can also visit all city parks and trails.
The governor of Michigan signing a bill earlier this week protecting people from discrimination in the workplace based on how they wear their hair.
So Michigan joins 19 other states in signing the Crown Act into law. So what the Crown Act actually stands for, creating a respectful and open world for natural hair, means people of color cannot be discriminated against in schools or the workplace for wearing natural Black hairstyles. So in 2023, the Crown Workplace Research Study says a Black woman's hair is 2.5 times more likely to be perceived as unprofessional, and over 20% of Black people aged 25 to 34 have been sent home from work because of their hair.
It evens the playing field. Some people might not understand or might state that it was never an issue, but for those who have experienced it, for those who have been impacted by it, it's phenomenal.
So that's Marcus Leslie. He says although he owns his own business, he still faces discrimination for the way he wears his hair when he meets with other business owners. And now, because of the Crown Act, students like Marion Scott cannot be denied school pictures because of her hair.
They pulled her to the side once it was time to do pictures and told her that her hair was not acceptable. Tears.
Suspects arrived at the location. Possible intent.
All right, you're taking a look at what you need to know before you go. Today, from noon to 4 p.m., San Antonio Pets Alive adoption is going on.
From noon to 4 p.m.
Good morning, welcome back. Happy Saturday. It is 9:30 this morning. It is June 17th, and if you have things to do this weekend, if you want to go out and about, make sure you be smart, be safe, stay hydrated.
Do them early and make sure you're drinking water not just when you're out in the heat, but beforehand. Mia, I was out in the heat yesterday for 2 hours, like from 4:30 and 6:30. Not smart.
No, it is so hot and humid out there. You know, the humidity is what allows the feels-like temperatures to climb even hotter than the actual air temperatures. Now we'll talk all about it, but let's first get you a look at that pollen count for this Saturday. Not too bad as we get ready to kick off the Father's Day weekend. Only mold in the count, and they are low at 350. But yes, the heat and the humidity still with us in full force this weekend. 83 degrees right now. You can see we've got the cloud cover in place here in San Antonio. A dew point of 75. So that means that it already feels like 90 degrees this hour here in San Antonio, and it's just going to continue to climb as we head into this afternoon. So here's our awesome dog walking forecast. This is Sergio saying good morning to the KSAT weather crew, the KSAT crew. And as we head into this afternoon, if you are planning on doing any dog walking, maybe take care of that pretty soon here, because especially as we see the cloud cover break up a bit more into this afternoon and those temperatures climb, the pavement is going to get pretty hot out there, and it is still going to be warm later on this evening. So those morning walks definitely need to get those taken care of here shortly. A stray storm possible across our far northwestern counties later on this evening. Coverage is expected to be low, pretty limited. And then after that, into Father's Day itself tomorrow, it's just going to be very hot out there. More sunshine and temperatures climbing into the triple digits. So we'll get you all the details. We'll time it all out for you coming up here in just a few minutes, guys.
All right. Thank you, Mia. As we head into Father's Day, also wrapping up National Men's Health Week right here at home.
San Antonio Metro Health teaming up with the YMCA to host an interactive health fair and sports tournament. That's where we find Alyssa Cole joining us live. Where are you, Alyssa?
Good morning, you all. I'm here at the Family Y on Walzem here on the city's east side, and I'm telling you, it's already good energy here today. Good Saturday morning energy, ready to get the health, the energy, exercise going here at the health fair. And I'm joined with one of the coordinators, and I'll allow him to introduce himself. Good morning.
Hi, and good morning. My name is Julius Hunter. I am the program coordinator for the Diabetes Prevention and Control Program with Metro Health.
Wonderful. We know we're wrapping up Men's Health Week, as you mentioned, Max. So just talk to me about what you all are doing here today.
Right, and so diabetes is the seventh leading cause of death here in San Antonio, and men suffer from more severe complications from the disease. And so we wanted to have an event that would highlight the risks for men and also provide resources so that men could engage and also get information about how to live healthier and live longer. And so our Hoops and Health Fair, our first annual, right, we have today. And so we have a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, and then we also have vendors and resources. Right here we have produce bags from Gonzaba that are free to the community, and also a lot of no-cost resources that they can sign up for right here at the fair today.
Yes, and my last question, just to wrap this up, you say Hoops and Health Fair because it's more than just a health fair. You guys are trying to promote physical health because that goes hand in hand with the lifestyle, correct?
Exactly. And so, you know, when you think about men's health and you think about some of those narratives that men face about, hey, stand up and be a man, be a sissy, don't show weakness. Yep. But we want to know, men, it's okay to care for your health, and not just okay, but necessary, because we want them to be able to live a good quality life and live longer.
Julius, we appreciate you being a part of the show and telling everyone. And if I'm not mistaken, it's happening until 2 o'clock and free and open to the public.
Yes, definitely. Come on out.
Yes. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. This is free and open to the public. Resources, free food, basketball. You can't miss out on it, right? It's Father's Day weekend. So come on down. More information is on our website at ksat.com. I'll send it back to you all in the studio. Max, Sarah.
Sounds like a great event. Thank you, Alyssa. Also new this morning, we have learned the names of 2 people killed in 2 separate shootings. The first one happening Wednesday night. The victim showed up to an emergency room hospital on Treeline Park, not far from Sunset and Highway 281. Overnight, the Bexar County medical examiner identifying that victim as 23-year-old Enrique Bresino Gonzalez. Police tell us he was shot several times. No arrests have been made.
Now to another shooting, this one happening around midnight on Wednesday. Police tell us it was a love triangle that could have led to the case of a murder. We're told 36-year-old Gilbert Garcia unresponsive when officers arrived to this neighborhood. This is near I-37 and Pecan Valley Drive. Police tell us they think Garcia, the suspect, and a third person got into some sort of altercation, all resulting from a love triangle. Officers able to take a suspect into custody.
And now to the residents of Perryton. After digging out after a deadly tornado ripped through their small town in the Texas Panhandle, destroying at least 200 homes and killing 3 people. Survivors of that tornado are recalling the moment the storm hit their community.
All I heard was banging on the door. My back was against the door, holding my brother. I'm just happy my brothers are alive. I mean, I know all the property and everything, accessories can be replaced, but a life, it can never be replaced.
With homes, businesses, and rental properties damaged, there are more stories just like Victor's. Local and state for. Just stay with us.
There you go.
And there we go.
Okay, welcome back.
Welcome back.
As you can see, the heat index on there, 115 degrees
it's
yesterday.
so hot outside. It's we're having technical difficulties.
Maybe it's the heat that's causing
our
all
show
of
is
this.
like
highly possible.
It's too hot.
Yeah.
Yesterday, so yeah, here's an interesting fact for you. Fun fact, also this weekend is still going to be very hot and humid. Yesterday, speaking of the humidity, here in San Antonio, we actually broke the record for the highest heat index value that we have seen recorded. Records go back to the 1940s here in town. 115 degrees was the peak heat index. Again, that feels like temperature that was recorded at 3:30 p.m. yesterday afternoon. And with the humidity still in place, we are going to see triple-digit feels like temperatures again as we head into this afternoon, around 110 here in San Antonio, even a little bit hotter, especially the farther south and west that you go. So yes, it is going to be another very hot one, so definitely stay hydrated out there and muggy with those elevated dew points, all of the moisture in place. Because of that, temperatures right now pretty warm already. 83 here in San Antonio, 86 in Pleasanton, it's 84 in Eagle Pass, and 84 up in Rock Springs out there in Edwards County. We've got the cloud cover in place right now, but I think later on this afternoon, we're going to see that break up and scatter out just a little bit more. It's going to lead way to more peaks of sunshine, temperatures really climbing once again into the upper 90s, even approaching the triple-digit mark in spots closer to town. I do think some triple-digit readings for the actual air temperatures will be possible across our southwestern counties. And then if you're stepping out for any Saturday evening plans, just know that it is still going to be hot and it is still going to be humid. Now, coverage in terms of a rain chance, very, very low today, but later on this afternoon and especially this evening, I think across our far northwestern counties. So we're talking the southern Edwards Plateau stretching over to the hill country. We may need to monitor for a few weakening thunderstorms that might try to drift into that part of our viewing area. Again, that lasts later on tonight. And then as we head into the early morning hours of our Sunday, maybe just a few lingering showers closer to the Rio Grande near the Del Rio area and Eagle Pass before generally we dry things out by the time the sun comes up tomorrow morning. High pressure still very much in control of our weather pattern right now. That will be the case this weekend and into the start of next week. But notice by the middle of next week, that's going to start to move ever so slightly to the west. And that could affect our temperatures just a little bit more as well. Might see a downward trend, especially by Thursday and Friday by a few degrees. It is still going to be hot out there. But before we can get there again for your Father's Day tomorrow, 103 degrees is that current forecast high. Maybe treat dad to a nice cold beverage or some air conditioning for any of those plans you may have out and about. And yes, those triple-digit temperatures will be possible continuing into the first half of next week as well before we see that high pressure move west and those temperatures come down a few degrees. And also a few isolated storm chances not ruled out later next week either. Until then, we are pretty quiet across south central Texas. There's that high pressure system that's in control. A few areas of low pressure sparking some rain and storms across the New England states, another one approaching the Rockies. I do briefly want to mention some activity in the tropics, specifically the far eastern Atlantic off the western coast of Africa. There's a little tropical wave here south of the Cape Verde Islands, and that now has a high chance for some tropical development here over the next several days. And you can see it is expected to take more of a northward turn, so this is of no concern to us, but just a reminder that yes, it is hurricane season and we'll continue to monitor that closely. But until then, here at home, it's just going to be hot and humid this weekend. And yes, that heat continues into next week, guys.
Thank you, Mia.
Thank you, Mia. Time now 9:43, 83 degrees.
Just taking a look outside with live cam, just like Mia talked about. It is hot out there. You can see that humidity lingering outside.
All right, well, when you drive down the highways, you go around neighborhoods, fields, maybe even in your own backyard, you probably noticed all the sunflowers or all the native wildflowers.
I definitely have. In this week's Gardening with KSAT segment, I spoke with a local horticulturist about why we are seeing this bloom boom in South Texas, why it's important, and how do we manage it. Sunflowers, Indian blanket, wine cup. South Texas is experiencing a native bloom boom bigger than we've seen in the past 3 years. So why?
Can we say that we've had rain this year? So the abundance and well-timed rainfall through late winter through the spring has really woke up a lot of these plants compared to this time last year.
After 3 years of extreme drought, the recent rain has woken up some of those dormant wildflower seeds.
Survivability, so these seeds can stay dormant in the soil for a long period of time. When the temperature's correct, the moisture's correct, and the timing is correct, they wake up.
And the more blooms, the better. We need our native flowers for pollinators to maintain the foundation of our local ecosystems.
It's part of our natural ecosystem. You know, you have the wildlife, the birds, because a lot of birds might come in later to eat some of the seeds as well. You know, survivability, and beneficial insects, particularly bees. You know, the bees are very important.
Even the bees are having a baby boom because of this bloom boom. Our Patty Santos spoke with local beekeepers about this. You can check out her story on KSAT.com. The butterflies are also loving it. But sometimes sunflowers and wildflowers can grow aggressively and overwhelm your gardens. Our native pollinating wildflowers, they're beautiful, they're important, but I know some of our viewers have to deal with HOAs. So what's the best way to manage them?
Just like the highway department does. The highway department with the big stands of bluebonnet and other stands of other Indian paintbrush and gaillardia, they time it right when most of those seeds are just splitting and dropping. They wait a week or two, then they go in there and they do the prescribed mowing.
Rodriguez says you can tell it's the right time to mow them back once the flower heads have dropped their petals, browned, and dropped their seeds. And mowing them back doesn't mean they won't come back. They may sprout again for a second bloom in the fall, and of course, in the spring. Also, don't forget to pull weeds or grasses that are overwhelming the wildflowers you want to keep. So we shot that at the Botanical Gardens, and I just love seeing that field of native wildflowers are so important to our local ecosystems here.
KSAT.com?
KSAT.com.
All right, 9:46, 83 degrees.
All right, with travel ramping up this weekend and severe weather across the U.S., what airlines around the country are seeing more of? All right, this weekend features a double dose of holidays with Father's Day and Juneteenth.
So the combination causing a lot of stress at airports across the country, and the severe storms that we saw making it much worse.
So airlines across the country are reporting hundreds of cancellations and thousands of delays. The tracking site FlightAware lists more than 6,000 flight delays across the U.S. and as of last night, more than 500 cancellations.
That's right, and that showed an uptick in passengers being screened at security checkpoints this week. Nearly 3 million passengers screened on Thursday alone. Here's a fun fact, that exceeded the pre-pandemic passenger volume set in 2019.
So if you're traveling this summer, double check your carry-on. The Transportation Security Administration is asking travelers to make sure they don't have prohibited items in their carry-on luggage. So here in Texas, finding guns in their luggage apparently is an issue. So of more than 6,000 guns found at U.S. checkpoints last year, 108 were found right here at the San Antonio airport. You can fly with a firearm, but there are rules.
Just make sure that it's unloaded, packed in a hard-sided container, checked in your checked luggage with the airline, and you sign a declaration form. It's that easy, and there's no extra cost.
So TSA says more than 1,500 guns were found at U.S. security checkpoints between January 1st and March 31st. That's up from 1,367 guns found the same time period last year. According to TSA, more than 93% of the weapons found in 2023 were loaded.
All right, time now is 9:51, 84 degrees. Coming up tomorrow on Leading SA at 8 a.m., we are set to be joined by SAPD Chief William McManus. We're going to be talking about the rise in gun violence here in San Antonio. What is being done? What are some of the underlying issues? And what comes next? We're also going to talk about recruitment as well. And if you have any questions you would like to ask, you can submit them right now. Just submit them to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com. Then join us tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. for the full conversation. We'll be right back. Good morning and welcome back. Before we head out the door, we got a lot to talk about. Obviously, the talk of the morning, the heat.
Oh my gosh, you will definitely feel it today. Anticipation of the extreme heat over this Juneteenth weekend. The city of San Antonio is opening 14 places for residents to stay cool. Several facilities will be open on Monday from noon to 8 p.m. And for those who arrive with pets, Animal Care Services will also be providing kennels.
And here's also important information. VIA is offering free transportation to the city of San Antonio's places to stay cool. To get a ride, it's easy. You just let the bus operator know where you're going. If you have any questions about the cooling locations, we have the story on the homepage. Just head to KSAT.com.
Okay, there's going to be a lot of dancing going on at the San Antonio.
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. Happening today from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. A Latin music series is going on at the zoo. The Latin band performances will be live. The series goes on every Saturday until August 5th. It's free for members and included with zoo standard admission. I believe this takes place in the little yard they have by the butterfly room.
Okay.
Yeah, the children, it's so funny. They love the DJs. Like if you go over there, oh my gosh, the children are dancing, parents are getting a break. But also, I mean, it's very warm outside, especially if you're heading to the zoo today.
It is.
Any of the Juneteenth celebrations.
Juneteenth celebrations, Father's Day plans, whatever it is that you are headed out and about for this weekend, please stay hydrated, because if you thought the past couple of days was pretty hot, that's still going to be the theme this weekend as well. So here's kind of the weather headlines in case you missed it. What we're going to be tracking over the next several days. Today, still some afternoon sunshine. We've got the cloud cover in place right now, but I think we will find some sun later today. High in the upper 90s, near 100, feeling even hotter at times. Into tomorrow, I think we'll see some more sunshine into the afternoon. Highs potentially a little bit hotter in the triple digits possible. And then into next week, that theme continues, especially into the first half of the week. But then high pressure is going to move a little bit farther west, and we could actually see a few very isolated stray storm chances work back in by next Thursday and Friday. That's something we'll need to watch and fine tune over the next couple of days. Maybe temperatures a degree or two cooler than what we're expecting because of that. Still will be pretty hot. And speaking of which, here's a look at your air temperatures and your heat index values there already. As we get ready to approach the top of the 10 a.m. hour here, those heat index values in the yellow numbers already feels like 90 degrees here in San Antonio. Feels like 94 out in Converse, maybe even approaching the triple digits for that feels like temperature in New Braunfels. So if you are fixing to step out the door, just know that, yes, the heat is going to be with us today and the humidity as well. So those dew points have been pretty elevated over the past couple of afternoons. I think today especially we'll still hold on to that humidity for the most part, and even into tomorrow. But by the middle of next week, we could see those dew points drop off just a bit more, which would be good news, adding to a little bit more of that comfortableness factor. But until then, high pressure is the big thing here, and that's the big driver of our weather pattern. So with high pressure, those temperatures and feels like temperatures still cranking up. So here's the remainder of your Saturday, already by lunchtime, we could see temperatures climbing into the low 90s here in town, feeling like 105. And then, yes, those heat index values could top out closer to 110 here in San Antonio later on this afternoon. So keep the water bottle handy, and you can see even closer to the Rio Grande. Del Rio forecast high of 103, Eagle Pass 102, 102 in Pleasanton, some upper 90s across the hill country stretching over to New Braunfels. Here in San Antonio, pretty much the same theme there. Upper 90s and a few triple digits certainly possible. Tomorrow, Father's Day. Air conditioning, a great little treat for Dad. We'll see more sunshine tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the triple digits, I think, because of that. Same into Juneteenth on Monday. But you can see on that Saturday panel there, a stray storm possible northwest later on this evening. Coverage is expected to be low. We talked about this a little bit earlier. You can see here on your Futurecast by about 7 to 8 p.m., especially across northern Val Verde, northern Edwards County. We could find a few weakening storms start to move in. Again, they should be on the weakening trend and coverage will be low. And then after that, it's just the heat. You guessed it.
Okay, so maybe find a body of water. We have a list of all of the public pools that are open now and that are free. You can find those on KSAT.com.
All right. Mia Montgomery, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me, guys. It was so much fun.
The consummate pro. And you know what? A great way to beat the heat, stay inside, watch Texas Eats. It starts
right now.